Listen, I investigated Africa's richest city. My bro says he couldn't believe his eyes, man. Let's check it out.
In today's
A
episode,
video by
I
Steven
arrived Africa's
Duko.
richest city. After the
Before I go on, can somebody in the chat guess what city this is?
discovery of gold in 1886, this city was nicknamed the City of Gold, home to over
Of course it's Joburg, bro. Of course it's Joburg. When you hear gold, you just remember South Africa. You feel me? Check out the city. So
15,000 millionaires, the
Nice.
highest concentration of
City of
millionaires
gold.
in any African
amazing.
city.
It's a very
Here you
big
would find lots of supercars, ultra luxurious award-winning residential and commercial neighborhoods,
Home to Africa's richest square mile.
and over
I didn't know
$100
it looks so
billion
beautiful.
GDP.
I think this is the center of business in Africa.
I'll spend 100 hours here to find out three things. First,
I wanna go there, Che. I wanna go there. I ain't even watched this video yet, but I know I wanna be in this city. I love this city.
It really makes the city the richest city in Africa. And am I really standing on gold?
second, how
Of course you're not
expensive
standing
or
on gold,
affordable is it to
but
live
you're
here? And
standing in
lastly,
the
I'll
city.
try to investigate if this wealth is evenly distributed amongst everyone living here.
So we're gonna find out. Are you
it's
excited?
not.
Of course, subscribe to the channel. Like this video, of course, because it's gonna be awesome.
I arrived OR Tambo International Airport. Instead of use a taxi, I decided to try out the Gautrain constructed for almost $2 billion.
It's actually
What?
expensive. About $18 per person.
You would know a city has modern transportation system when you have a subway that connects the airport right to the city center. The train connects to Sandton, Rosebank, Midrand, all the
That's
way to the
actually nice,
administrative
Che.
capital, Pretoria. Johannesburg
Ukugenya
earned
tuna
its
kama hizo,
nickname
sindio?
as the City of Gold back in the
Ama mimi
1880s
wanatembea-
with the discovery of
natembea
gold
tu Nairobi
under the
peke yake.
Witwatersrand Hills.
The discovery of gold created Johannesburg as what we know today.
Oh yeah?
And then after Johannesburg, everyone started moving towards Big Bang, started moving towards Sandton. Now we're seeing a slight shift away from Sandton towards Waterfall area.
That discovery put the city on the world map with a current population size of 5 million people. In just 10 years, this city has been transformed into an economic powerhouse, now home to the highest number of millionaires on the African continent.
About 14,000 millionaires in Johannesburg,
Are you one of them?
pending.
Well, let me ask you, what do these people do to make this money?
A lot of people are in different industries, mining being a big one,
Oh, yeah?
resources, natural resources being a big one.
The suburb of Sandton houses a significant share of Johannesburg 15,000 plus USD millionaires, and
I wanna be there, chat. I wanna be here, chat. It looks so beautiful. I feel like I belong here. You feel me? I know y'all niggas know, but I feel like I belong here. Joburg is my city. I feel like I belong here. Somebody send me some money to go to Joburg.
upscale area often regarded as the richest square mile in Africa, as well as 25 centi-millionaires worth 100
You out here borrowing money. Come on, man. I'm just saying, bro. What you talking about? I'm out here borrowing money. Come on, shut it. Come
million
on.
dollars and above, and 2
Shut the-
billionaires.
come
This is
on.
the highest recorded in Africa. Amongst its wealthiest inhabitants are Johan Rupert and family with a fortune of over $10 billion, and Patrice Motsepe worth over $3
That's
billion.
nice. Our
Most
black
of Johannesburg's
king.
wealth
Our
is
black kings
concentrated
got
in
money.
Sandton. It is home
I
to
wanna be like
luxury
that nigga.
shopping centers, 5-star hotels, and the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, which is Africa's largest stock market.
Sandton is,
Why do I feel like I
is
belong
where
there?
most corporate companies are located.
Oh, so that's why it's called the richest square mile.
Exactly.
I
But
feel
not
like I
only
belong in that city,
but
bro.
including the residential areas like your Hyde Park.
Yeah.
Those are quite expensive.
It's so
areas.
A
different.
city built on
It's
gold,
elegant.
home to billion-dollar corporation, the largest stock
Am I
exchange
yapping
in
too
Africa,
much?
Africa's most powerful economy. Here you'd find some of the most luxurious neighborhoods in
You
Africa.
say yes.
Should I keep
Ban that
going?
nigga.
Later
Ban
on in
every
the
nigga
video,
that said
I'll
yes,
visit
bro.
a few neighborhoods here to see how much real estate costs. So keep watching. Just inside the mall, I saw a Bitcoin ATM. Okay, this is impressive.
Bitcoin
This is the first
ATM.
time I'm ever seeing this, a Bitcoin ATM. So I'm in Sandton
That's
City Mall
different, bro.
here, and I'm shocked. It's the first time. There's no one. Touch the screen to start. Well, I guess they're closed for the day, but this is actually nice. Eh? So it means I can actually come here to the mall
Only crazy
and I can
like
shop
that.
with Bitcoin, right?
I'm not gonna lie.
Tell
you're
me
only
more.
crazy.
I rarely find Rolls-Royce, Ferrari, and Lamborghini dealership in major African cities, but here it seems like everywhere I turn to,
They
I see
got it.
supercars for sale.
We're just walking right here in Sandton, and we saw like a Ferrari dealership. Now, in not too many African countries are you going to see a Ferrari.
I've never seen such a big dealership in my country, bro. Or am I tripping? Y'all need to tell me. I've never seen such a big ass dealership with supercars like this. I never seen none. Am I tripping though? Do I need to keep exploring my country? I don't think so. I need to explore Joburg, bro. Damn.
Dealership. Who really is buying this car? Is it South Africans or someone else?
If it is showcased
Of course,
a lot,
we got
it means
rich
people
niggas
here
there.
can afford it. Let's check out one of the dealerships.
So
I'm one
this
of
here
them.
we have a Ferrari 458. This is a specifically high demand vehicle because it's a Spider. If you're a Ferrari fan, you'll know this was the best engine Ferrari made for about 8 years in a row. This one is 4.2 million rand. People have the money to afford this. Only been on the floor for about a week. I don't think it will be here for much longer. Wow. These are very high demand.
So he said here in Johannesburg, a lot of people can afford these cars. These are not everyday vehicles. I wish I work hard to the point where I can come in and buy one of these, huh?
You know
Most
you
people
can,
that buy
bro.
these
Come
cars,
on,
they don't drive it
Steven.
every day. It's like once in a month,
Steven
twice
is
a
a rich
month.
nigga.
It's
Don't
more of
let
like
this nigga lie
a
to you.
collectibles.
We have
He's a
this
rich
one for
nigga.
about 2 million rand. But this is the V8 model.
What's the most expensive car you guys have ever sold here?
A Rolls Royce Ghost. Those are about like 9 million rand. So this is the 2017 Porsche Turbo S. Super fast car, very high demand, elegant. This is one of those Porsches you can drive every day. This one we have it for 2.5 million rand.
I even found a coffee shop where you can spot supercars and vintage vehicles. These vintage cars are probably worth millions of dollars just parked here. Take a look at this. All the luxury cars in South Africa.
Damn. You wanna tell me this cleaning lady has been around these cars every day and I never seen none of them? She
You
lucky,
can
man.
find a piece of it right here. Ferrari, there's Rolls Royces, there's a Bentley, there's Porsche. There are a lot of like vintage cars. Come on, just show you one of it now. 1971 Jaguar. Going for 1.4. This is a 2011 Ferrari. Old as this car is, and it's going for about like 3.2 million rand.
Basically, this is a car storage facility. People can bring their luxury cars, sports cars. They store them here for you. They make sure that they keep them clean, keep them working. But it's also a coffee shop. Anyone and everyone is welcome to come here to look around, see the cars, enjoy the coffee.
So basically, I can drive my LaFerrari in there. When I'm taking a girl on a date, I drive my LaFerrari in there, park it inside there, tell them niggas to clean it for me, and then I tell them niggas to bring the coffee for me and my date. That's such a good idea. I would love to do that, bro.
I recommend
Do I pay though? Do I pay for my car to get? I don't know.
the flat white.
Just look at all of these cars. People here have got money.
For me, I like more prestigious cars, like cars that come with prestige, not supercars.
Driving around Sandton, the architecture here looks nothing but futuristic. And as Africa's richest square mile, every inch of land here is worth diamonds.
Look at that! Look
Yeah,
at that
for real.
building, bro.
The
What is
architecture
this
is
happening
actually
here?
superb.
Man, these buildings are insane.
Architecture
Looks
is
like I'm in
super-
London, bro.
super amazing.
Really? Yeah. Is it true the city of Johannesburg is the richest city in Africa?
According to Google, that's what it says.
So does that mean everybody here is rich? Are you rich? Man, where's your Ferrari?
It's at home.
It's like, oh, see, that's what I said.
This nigga ain't rich, you know that.
He's rich, yeah. You can almost guess why it is the richest square mile now, because most of these big corporations here, this is where their offices are. Yo, man, guys, I can't even lie, man. City of Sandton is pretty.
Wherever you are in Sandton, you would notice this building. This building is called Leonardo. It stands at 234 meters with 55 floors, making it the tallest building in South Africa. It used to be the tallest building in Africa,
Where's Kenya? I seen Kenya somewhere. I seen Kenya
5
somewhere.
floors, making
got
it the
tall buildings in our
tallest
country?
building in South Africa. It used to be
Damn. Come on, damn. We don't got no tall buildings in Kenya. That's actually rude, though.
the tallest building in Africa, but now the 4th tallest building constructed for $110 million.
Of course, I'm gonna go check out what it is or what happens on there. So the way it
Oh.
works is people own this
Yeah,
unit.
you can purchase.
People bought it.
Yeah, it's saying themselves. They can ask to rent, or they can rent that themselves.
Comprising of 200 luxury apartments, including 8 duplex penthouse suites.
How much is this one for a
How
night?
much your rates you'll have to discuss with.
Kwa wale manega washaipita pale ukitoka town. There's this building that is being built. Is called is it 88 Tower, I guess. I don't know. This building gives me the same vibes like the 88 Tower I see in town, man.
With them, okay. So at least you
Am I saying man too much? Come on,
got
dog.
like a
Am I saying come on, dog, too much? Come
small
on,
kitchen.
man.
Oh, okay.
So it's fully furnished. Got everything.
Small ass kitchen. I
Yeah,
see.
dining, living room area.
big ass
Bedroom
apartment.
just right here. It has its own balcony here as well. So, and then the
Why are the rooms so small though?
bathroom here, and that's all for this side. So,
How much is it?
What the views look like on top
Tell
here.
me the price, bro. I wanna live there. Tell me the price,
One
bro.
bedroom doesn't look bad.
Yo, Stevie.
What is this?
It's restaurant.
Sumse tuombe
Okay.
price tuende kushuko ama?
It's guest bathroom.
Sitakubaliana na mimi.
How does this work? So
Tell me the
So
price,
if you
bro.
want anybody to come to your bedroom, you just close that glass door off and they just make use of this.
this is what the outdoor entertainment area. So you.
Our pool area. So only if you stay in here, then you have access. But if you just dine in here,
Oh,
you don't
okay.
have access.
Nice.
And then we've got cabanas where you can rent out. And then obviously on summer days,
If you're just dining here, you have no access to the pool. Why? Why though? What if I want to swim after dinner? Are you going to stop me? Or do I have to pay for some swimming permission in this bay? Come on, dog.
we'll have movie nights, we'll have pool parties, depends. Spa.
I couldn't afford to stay here because it's freaking expensive like crazy. $1,500 a night for a
Funny dude,
one-bedroom
man.
apartment.
Yeah, so
I have to go
broke.
find somewhere else.
But they got
I found
bags,
this
though.
one-bedroom apartment for $90 a night with an impressive rooftop area. And for
$90
$2,500 a night, you can rent this accommodation for a month.
Really?
This is the rooftop of my apartment. You have like a very nice sit-out area. You have the whole view
This
of
apartment is
Santon,
better
guys.
than the
Look at
one I've
this.
seen in
Very
the
nice.
building.
You have the Santon Towers on there. You got the Leonardo. There's a pool right there. Very
You
nice.
see this place? If I was Duke Dennis, I'll be doing some backflips in this grass. It looks so comfortable to be doing some acrobatics on it. You feel me? But I don't know any acrobatics, so fuck
You
it.
have the Santon Towers on
And I
there.
ain't even there.
You got the Leonardo. There's a pool right there. They do have like an entertainment area. You can play snookers. You can sit down here and watch TV if you want.
Snorkel.
If you have guests, you can bring them on here. The pool is on there. It's not in the best form right now.
I don't know if that's expensive. You guys tell me. What do you think? For Africa's richest city, the real estate
Aye,
market
not
here
gonna lie,
in
it's
Johannesburg
it's
is
a-
just
it's a
impressive.
reasonable
So I met
amount.
up with Sibeya from the YouTube channel Let's Propping to show me what real estate in Africa's richest city has to offer. The first neighborhood we visited is called Stain City, one of the most popular in Johannesburg. Lots of wealthy people stay here.
Yeah, so it's an estate, very luxurious, very
I have friends from there, though.
high-end homes here. You get some of the most beautiful homes that you get in Johannesburg. But another
Cap?
nice
What you
thing
mean
which they're
cap,
doing
bro?
now is increasing the sort
Shut
of
the fuck
lifestyle
up, bro.
aspect, having more of a clubhouse
even my
and
bro.
also smaller apartments.
This estate features
have to
200
believe me, but I
acres
got
of
homies
lush
there.
indigenous parklands renowned
I'm
for
gonna
its
memorial
world-class
up, wait till you leave.
facilities, including the Nicholas Design Championship Golf Course with a clubhouse and an equestrian center.
The caliber of people that you'd find at Stain
Mm.
City really does vary. You get, because you have the one-bedroom apartments up until the 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom homes, the caliber of people really does vary. You get the working professionals or the new professionals entering that corporate world, but you also do get those more managerial, executive people working in sort of your multinational company.
So basically, you gotta have some money. Moriwangu, you gotta have some pake on you, because if you don't got pake, you can't stay in this neighborhood. I got homies out here that be living out here because they got pake, bro.
I can
I'm
see
gonna
like
pack away
massive
that,
properties on here, and the architecture honestly is quite upscale.
So the selling point
Obscure.
about Stain City is that all-inclusive lifestyle that you have. You have a residential aspect, and you also have sort of a golf course and a nature conservative area.
That's
And
it,
now
bro.
they're building more of a lifestyle center with the new clubhouse sort of area. And then you even have a school there. Really, it's about building a whole lifestyle center around one estate. So in a way, you actually never have to live there.
Stain City is considered the largest estate in the country in terms
In a way, you don't actually have to live there. You mean live or live? What do you mean by live or live?
of land size.
And in terms of the architecture,
looks so
it does vary, but within a confined framework. The color palette that you use is very confined to your blacks, your grays, your white colors, and also the shape and the forms that you use with the architecture, but very stunning regardless.
The
Beautiful
roads
house.
here is excellent. It's kind of like sitting on a hill. Security
But not gonna lie, I be hearing that houses in this city are way cheaper than the houses in my city. I don't know if it's the price of the land or something, or we just be getting finessed the fuck out of our system, bro. I don't get it. You want to tell me Africa's richest city, I can get a house that is more affordable than a house in my own city? Wow.
is top notch.
They be
So you're
stealing
going to
from
have
us.
most of the country's elite live here.
have to
Unlike
make more money
in Cape Town,
anyways.
you're going to
Right?
find a lot of black wealthy millionaires and billionaires here as well.
So the types of properties that you'll find in Stain
Millionaire.
City vary from your classic sort of 2-bedroom apartment, which is a good offering for more of like your affordable options in inverted commas, which could go for closer to 2 million. In terms of your standalone homes, that's your imagination can fly in terms of that. You get your 15 million, 20 million, 30 million, up until I'm sure your 50 millions you can get there. But I think in terms of like your houses, your average could be a 15 million, 10 million home.
I thought that was it, but then we visited this exclusive and extremely expensive gated estate called the Waterfall Equestrian Residential Development in Waterfall City. It's tailored for the super wealthy, like you need to be rich. A living standard, only 1% of the entire.
Yeah, it's for niggas like me, you feel me? Niggas like me, not y'all niggas. Y'all niggas ain't got no money. Niggas like me only have access to neighborhoods like this. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. You gotta make more money, bro. I'm sorry, gang. You can't live here, man. This is only for. You heard that nigga? You say what? You say what? He said for rich
called
niggas.
the Waterfall
What did he
Equestrian
say?
Residential Development
What
in
did he say?
Waterfall City. It's tailored for the super wealthy, like you need to be
Yes. Super what? Super wealthy,
rich.
bro.
A living standard, only 1% of the entire population is privileged to enjoy. The richest man in
only
South
the
Africa
1%, you feel
possibly
me?
owns a
If
home
you're in
here.
one of the- in
We're
the
currently at the
1%, sorry,
Waterfall
bro.
Equestrian Estate. This estate is one of the most exclusive estates in Johannesburg. This estate is tailor-made to the super wealthy, with the stands ranging from 8,000 square meters to a 10,000 square meters. There's about 120 plots in the estate.
A perfect location to
Square
My boy even got a basketball court in his fucking property. What about all this space? You could have bought all that, bro. You got money. Buy all this space, build you another house, bro.
meters is about
Don't be
120
afraid.
plots in the estate.
a perfect
What you
location
mean
to
you
build
buy it?
a
Shut
dream
the fuck
mansion.
up, bro.
This
I don't want to buy no
whole
property.
development was voted the best development in Africa at the African Property Awards in 2009. So very well known estate. The properties do range from a wide variety from 18 million up until 100 million.
Having visited the Waterfall Equestrian Estate, I can tell you
belong
we're
here.
talking about Beverly Hills type of infrastructure, and
Yes.
you know the way the super rich like to build their properties on
Yes.
like massive land space. As Siberia mentioned, we're talking about 8,000 square meters.
I'm a build like a Rick Ross type of crib, you feel me? With the biggest pool, like the biggest pool in Joburg, man. The biggest house in Joburg. I wanna do that there, bro.
10,000
That's what
square
I'm.
meters
That's
of
what I'm
land
gonna do.
space. You know, the type of properties where you have
Oof.
driveway leading into your property.
Oof.
Those are the kind of houses you're going to find
That's
on here.
amazing.
From a rental perspective, you could be expecting 80,000 rands per month, up
That's
until
light.
150,000
Some light, some
rands per
lights.
month.
The estate is great, the architecture is great. Going to house like
Every
South
month?
Africa's most
For that?
wealthy people here, because
nah.
traveling all through South Africa, I
ain't
haven't
paying no
seen a
$5,000.
neighborhood that has this type of architecture, that has this much.
But listen though, when you look at it this way, you see the price here? When you look at it this way, the rental, check out the price for rental. The rental is only $5,882. That's the rent here. And in a country like the US, let's say a big city like New York, this is a small ass apartment that you're gonna pay every month this amount of money. I would rather live here. Yeah. If I'm making big band and I want to live in a very, very luxurious place without no stress of trying to confine myself in some small space just to live in a big city, I would rather live here, bro. And I will pay this amount of money because it's fair. Not gonna lie, it's fair, bro.
80,000 rands per month, up until
Biggest house,
150,000 rands
I will
per
do
month.
that, bro.
The estate is
I'll pay
great,
that
the
5,000
architecture is
instead of
great.
to live
Going
in New
to
York where
house like
I live in a
South
small
Africa's
apartment.
most wealthy people here, because
We got the
traveling
wealthy and the
all
super
through South
wealthy.
Africa, I haven't seen a neighborhood that has this type of architecture, that has this much land space. Yo, now this is how the big boys like to live right here.
In terms
am a
of
big
this
boy.
estate, I have to say this is my favorite estate in the entire of Joburg, just because of the way it's tailored. It's tailored to the super wealthy.
Just imagine, chat. Just imagine, chat. You just pay 5,000 for this every month, bro. Who wouldn't?
Very exclusive.
Or you rather buy it? Fuck it, buy it, bro.
Just look at all of this
Look at
land
the money,
space.
just buy it.
Drive-throughs leading into the property. Wow, South Africa, this is impressive. The
Wow.
most expensive resale in a question can demand upwards of 120 million rands.
This is
120 million rand
in industry. Your neighbor is the top guy in the mining industry. Your other neighbor is the CEO of the biggest bank in Africa, you know.
Oh, okay.
Those
That's interesting.
things are intangible.
And I also visited the Blue Hill residential estate, and all I see here is wealth. Large plots to build dream mansions. Look at these mansions. Yo.
We shot a beautiful 7-bedroom home. Interesting architectural details there. It's more of a traditional home, which isn't everyone's cup of tea, but beautiful property, big yard, very impressive. About 26 million rand.
What is the most expensive property you've ever had sold in Johannesburg?
Come on, man.
Ever?
A few years back, there was a penthouse at the Leonardo, which was currently going for, I think, about 250 million rand.
But one question that needs to be answered: with all of this wealth, how evenly distributed is it?
They call it the city of mining.
Because the town is the richest, do you think the wealth is evenly distributed among everybody?
I won't answer that one because I'm not sure.
You're not sure. When they say this is the richest city in Africa, do you feel
Not
like...
at all, my brother. I can give you a practical example. Probably about 4 or 5 kilometers from here.
Yeah.
Right, there's a location called Alexandria.
What happens there? Is that the
One of
richest
the
place?
poorest locations, and it's literally next to sentence. So it's actually the opposite. You can't say there's wealth distribution.
To investigate further, I was told to visit the township of Soweto. But to really understand the history of the wealth distribution, I had to visit the Apartheid Museum to learn about the past of this country.
What exactly did this mean?
The two doors are for apartheid law known as Reservation of Separate Amenities Act. People were forced to walk in separated. If you are black, you will use the non-white entrance. If you are white, you'll use the white only. Should you be found as a black person using the white entrance, you would be jailed, not the other way around, of course. So this was officially discarded or abolished here in South Africa in 1990. Remember, apartheid was an institutionalized racism, government approved. So today, racism is not by law, but by certain individuals.
So you believe it still exists some way, somehow?
Well, in some individuals, yes, it does, but not by law. You see, apartheid racism, it's what it promoted.
South Africa experienced a tragic past, and I learned the system of government established by this guy, Hendrik Volvert, impoverished a lot of black South Africans. During the apartheid government, blacks were segregated and forced to move into townships, one of which is Soweto.
A black township which was bulldozed. It was bulldozed to make way for the white expansion.
The black community was taken down.
Yes,
like a
their
township.
houses were demolished and they were sent to the matchbox houses. The whole idea was to...
I was so excited about the houses and the wealth. Now they took me down a rabbit hole, man.
remove as many
I don't want to see no broke niggas.
black people away from the city.
Because
Have them
it's so sad, bro.
commuting
When you think about
to
slavery,
come to the
it's
city.
so sad, bro.
Don't have them close because white people would be swamped. The
People back then
segregation allowed
went
the
through a lot.
government to demolish the black areas that were
You wouldn't
a
understand it.
proximity
Worry.
of the city,
You
so they
wouldn't
can be
even
taken
start to
to the
fathom how
townships,
the
and
people
they
felt
can't come
unless
in
you were there.
and out as they please. This section here, it is about Ernest Cole. He was the first black photographer to freelance. He was racially reclassified as a colored person, and that allowed him to be a photographer. Yes, and obviously he exposed the atrocities that people have dealt with during the 1960 scourge of apartheid. The picture here depicts...
This is his photo.
Yeah. One of his pictures shows what it took for African men to attain jobs in the mines. Nothing short of pure humiliation and degradation. They were forced naked with their hands in the air for several hours. This meant to prove how fit they were. Those who brought down their hands within the several hours of expectations, it meant that they were unemployable. They were not fit, so they would be left on the streets.
Although apartheid has been abolished, white-only towns like Orania still exist, where only white Afrikaners live and black South Africans aren't allowed to be part of this community. I visited this town in a previous episode, so you can check it out.
40 townships make Soweto, and we don't all live the same lives. You could have the upper class community here. Cross the road is the middle class community. Cross another one, you have those that live in appalling conditions, not because they're lazy, but due to our history. Yeah, I mean, as you can see, you face the direction, it's the middle class community. Cross the road is the upper class community.
Even here in Soweto.
Yes, even here, there's class.
So
Classism is like the new monster.
You know what? I think this is some shit that is almost, is it almost all? Every single country in Africa has some sort of hierarchy like this, bro. Where one side of the community, you got the rich niggas. Then the other side of the community, you got them poor niggas. Just a little face off. I can say this because I live in a poor neighborhood and our neighbors out here are rich as fuck. So even meeting up with the rich niggas is rare because we got roles like this separating us. You just identify yourself with whichever group you want to and go on about your life. But that's not.
So even in a township, you got different classes.
Thank you.
I've seen that shit in Congo. I've seen that shit in Kenya. Now I've seen this shit
country, white people didn't want to do
South
anything
Africa.
with us. So we needed to have our own doctors, our own accountants, our own.
I gotta ask though, is this on purpose? Does this happen on purpose? Or do people choose to live this way on their own? Or does the government, is this the work of the government? Let me not say nothing, bro.
Lawyers, they couldn't buy houses in the northern parts of Johannesburg, even if they could afford them, because of the segregation laws. So what the apartheid government did was they found land
What segregation,
for them in
Chair?
Soweto, the upper class community, where they could build their own communities.
Yeah,
It's
of
funny
course.
for me for somebody to think they're better than me when they also live
In a
in the
township.
same dump land that I live in, you know?
You played in a dump
Yeah,
land.
the dump land. We were dumped here. We didn't come here willingly. Yeah. Soweto is the home of the revolutionists.
Oh yeah.
Soweto has given this country 2, if not 3 presidents. You know,
Why is
this
the
is the
volume
high
too
school I
low?
went to.
You schooled here.
Yeah, this is the high
Is
school
this
I
the
went
most
to.
popular one here in Soweto?
No, not really, but this is known as Orlando West High.
Free education?
Yeah, education in South Africa is free, primary school and high school, but university you're on your own.
That's so good. That's in this video, that's one thing that has excited me. Apart from all the biggest houses, that's so good, bro. Free education, primary, secondary. Then university deal with your shit, bro. But primary and secondary school is free. Wish my country was like that though. We are here paying fees for hell of a education. That's nice.
That's why we had a beautiful campaign, if I should say, known as the Fees Must Fall campaign.
Campaign,
It
Jack?
doesn't make sense for
Should
the
we
government
campaign?
to tell us that education is the
think we
key
should
to a better
campaign,
life,
bro.
Yeah.
and yet we, black people, cannot
Cannot
afford
afford
it.
it, yeah.
Also, to tell you something, if you listen carefully, you can hear the honking of
Yeah.
the minibuses.
Yes.
That's our form of transport. And when they honk, it doesn't mean they're annoyed with us.
Yeah.
It just means there's still space for another passenger inside the bus.
Oh.
And yes, to stop them, you don't have to scream, taxi or cab. There isn't a bus stop when it comes to our minibuses. You just stop
stand
wherever
anywhere.
you want to stop.
I mean, that's how
And
they
then
move
you
my
use the
buses.
signal. Yeah.
Just-
We're just gonna
They're not
wait
so
a little bit.
different.
He honks and then we do like this.
Same
But
cultures in
since we're
this.
going to the towers,
Yeah.
this is the hand signal, you know, this is the hand signal, yeah. Yeah, when we do this, it means we're going to the towers.
Get your
So
bus.
you will see when a minibus comes,
Yeah.
I will do the hand signal and then,
And then he's
there
gonna
it comes.
stop like that
There
one.
it comes, yeah, this should drop us there. So this just means we are going to the towers.
Yeah, he's not
This
gonna stop.
just means we're going to the towers.
What does
Thank
that-
you.
what does this mean?
I'm going
Sit down
first.
here?
Yeah, I'll just jump in front.
Okay.
Yeah. And also with the high unemployment rate, there's also a lot of informal economy.
All right.
Informal economy, like
informal
people
products.
trading on the streets.
Is this legal?
Yes, it is.
Do people here have access to mortgage? Can they finance their car like the rich people would be able to do?
I'll tell you, when it comes to things like that, my people are still new in that scene. You know, I'll tell you that the hardest thing is to get a loan. You have to have good credit to get a loan.
Yes.
So if it was me and my white friend going to a bank to get a loan, he can get it because of good credit. They would deny me.
It's more accessible to the rich people.
They will
obviously.
deny you,
Yes.
bro.
For example, today marijuana is legal for medicinal purposes.
Here in South
Yeah,
Africa?
they say each and
Oh, for
every
real?
household can have like 2 trees. Two
trees.
trees, not more than that. Because if you have more than that, then you're trading. Who affords the licenses for the dispensary, the things you find in Cape Town, it's the white kids. They can afford to own a dispensary. Can you imagine a Sowetan owning a dispensary where people would go shopping for marijuana, pushing a trolley, you know? Yeah, those are the cool things we want to see.
Would you say most people rent their homes here or they own it?
They own their homes. That's why I said Dr. Nelson Mandela gave ownership to the people that live in the townships, saying black people in this country, they don't own anything. So the best thing to own would be their houses.
So most people own?
Yeah, they own their houses.
What is the price to buy or build to buy a house here?
Yeah, now obviously the market value changes with time, you know.
Yes.
But I would tell you, it's hard.
I like the way this nigga is speaking, man. This nigga is fluent.
To sell a house in Soweto, because in one household you would find 3 generations. The grandparents,
not fluent. This nigga is articulate.
the parents, and the kids. So in one household you would find 15 family members.
15?
So yeah, so how do you sell a house like that? You cannot sell a house like that. It's everybody's house. That's why we call it a family house.
A family house,
yeah.
You say people earn that much?
No, an average person in South Africa, let me say, who's a cleaner or a security guard would earn anything from your 4.5 to 6,000, depending on the company they work for. The gap salaries. In this country, we have somebody who would earn 100,000 a month, and then you have somebody who earns 4,000 or 5,000 a month.
I mean, it happens in everywhere.
But the gaps shouldn't be too much.
Comparing this side of the city to what I saw in Sandton shows a huge income inequality. So no, wealth in Johannesburg is not evenly distributed. The sharp contrast between the affluent areas and townships is visible. But despite being the richest city in Africa, Johannesburg struggles significantly with crime and safety.
Is it safe, Johannesburg? Is it safe here to come to Johannesburg?
Yeah, it's safe.
Very safe?
I dare you to walk with your thingy camera for like 3Ks at night.
What is gonna happen?
I just dare you, dog. 3Ks at night.
I will never forget this viral video that shows a TV presenter robbed on live TV. And I wonder, if you can be robbed on live TV, where else wouldn't you be robbed?
What exactly happened there? Just take us through that.
Well, I mean, I was literally seconds before going on air. So here comes this person like looking for a phone, and I had my phone in my hand because I had just spoken to the executive producer. They took I think about 2 or 3 phones. My phone, Sophie's phone, I can't remember who else's phone.
Affluent areas like Sandton, Rosebank and Melrose Arch have relatively tight security and private surveillance, making them safer, but townships and inner cities like Hillbrow and Alexander face higher levels of violence and gang-related crime. However, popular business and tourism areas are well patrolled and generally safe during the day, but be vigilant if you must come out at night. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope I deserved a subscription from you.
Man, this video was so good. I've seen a lot, I learned a lot. So I'ma give this nigga a like, man. That was a good video. Steven Duku. I'll fuck with Johannesburg though.